Well, Ian Wallace is a professional dream psychologist and he has returned. He's analysed over 100,000 dreams throughout his career. He says exploring our dreams is the most powerful way to understand what we want out of life and how we can achieve it. And every time we have Ian on, we always ask a few basics. Dreaming of falling, briefly.
You're holding on too tight in waking life. You need to relax and let go of it.
OK, dreaming of climbing.
You're involved in some steady upward progress. It's usually to do with your career and you just have to keep plodding on till you reach your goal.
Dreaming of being on the point of death.
When we dream about death, it's always some major transformation in our waking life. So again, we just have to let go of the past and move on into the future.
Dreaming of your childhood.
When we dream of our childhood, we're usually dreaming about things that we need to let grow and develop and nurture. So it's usually some talent or skill we have that we have to pay attention to in waking life.
And what about dreaming of food and drink in any shape or form?
Any food and drink is about how you fulfil yourself and satisfy yourself in waking life, so it's your appetite for living.
And I dreamt recently about going to the doctor. Doctor didn't really want to see me, but he did see me. With him were some other people observing. I didn't know who they were, although I thought I did at one point. Then the doctor asked me to leave, said there's nothing wrong with you.
In your waking life, you probably feel that you're in some sort of unhealthy situation that you're trying to fix or cure in some way. And then when you actually think about it, you think everything's actually fine. There's nothing wrong with me.
Very good.
Wow.
Very interesting. Thank you.
All right, let's go to the phones. You want to get this one, Tim?
Yeah, I think it should be Richard Baker. Hello, Richard Baker.
Hi, Tim.
Whereabouts are you calling from?
I'm in Brixton.
Right, and you've got a particular dream that you'd like to talk to Ian Wallace about. Just describe the dream first, please.
It was a dream I used to have as a child, and it was all about being in a race. I was lined up with people I couldn't see, and sort of on the word go, we sort of set off, but run around almost like a spiral staircase. And then at the very top would be a couple of wooden doors. And once you went through the doors, you're into this sort of very sort of ornate wooden panelled office, but there was nothing in there bar like a desk at the very end. And no matter how hard and how fast I'd run, there'd always be somebody else in the room who got there first.
Did you know who that somebody else was?
No, it was just a vague shape. It was never a person I knew as such, but I could always hear my disappointment. I always go, oh.
Okay.
And it's a dream I had right up into my mid-teens on a fairly regular basis, and it's sort of 20-odd years on. It's still so vivid even now.
Interesting.
Is that a weird dream, Ian, or is that a common dream?
This is quite a common dream. In fact, this is the 12th most common dream that people have, is being in some sort of race or competition and climbing upstairs. So, Richard, when you dream about being in a competition or a race against other people you don't know, you're always in a competition with your own self. There's something that you're trying to do in your waking life, and you're trying to compete and strive to succeed. So dreaming of running up this spiral staircase, this is some sort of course that you're going on. It could be, we dream about a race course, but it could also be an academic course.
Could it be a career?
It could be a career, Steve, yes. So what's happening in the dream, Richard, is you're going round and round this course, and you come to this wooden door, which is a threshold. It's something you have to pass. So this is probably something about qualifications, some exams or tests you have to pass at school. And the large wooden desk in the room that you get to is some sort of professional position that you're striving to reach. So this is about passing exams and getting into a professional position. And you always feel that you didn't do quite well enough, Richard, so you're always giving yourself a really hard time for it. But people who have this dream are usually fantastic at what they do, and they really excel.
It sort of has worked out that way, but is it common to be able to remember the dreams 20 or so years on so clearly?
Yes, it is, Richard. Even people in their 80s and 90s remember dreams from when they were 3 or 4 years old.
Incredible. I can't remember this morning. Thanks, Richard.
That's great. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Email from Daffyd Owen. I'm 55, been married 30 years and have 4 children. Over the last few years, 9 out of 10 dreams that I can remember feature a friend I've not seen for 29 years in a leading role. Why would this be?
When we dream about another person, we're dreaming about one of our own characteristics. So for Daffyd, this person from 29 years ago embodied some characteristic that Daffyd really, really admired. And what Daffyd is doing now in his waking life, he's becoming reacquainted with the quality that his acquaintance embodied for him. So his friend was maybe adventurous or really decisive or something like that. So in waking life, Daffyd needs to be adventurous or decisive and embody that quality again.
OK, Ian Wallace, the dream expert, is here. Want to get this next one, Tim?
Yep, got an email from Ruth Galali who says, Ian, I've had this dream at least 3 times a week in which I'm having to pack a suitcase in a hurry, but my stuff won't fit into it. All of my belongings are around me and time is running out. It feels like I'm packing for boarding school or university and that I'll be in trouble if everything is not cleared up soon. I'm in a panic and I always wake up feeling stressed and upset. What's going on?
This is a really common dream that Ruth's been having. It's the 22nd most common dream that people have. So dreaming of endless packing, she's trying to pack as much as she can into her waking life so she feels as fulfilled and satisfied as possible. But no matter how much she organises her life and tries to pack things into it, it's not enough. So what the dream is saying is to leave that baggage behind, disencumber herself of all these things that are holding her back, and just step into a new future.
So often there's a lesson to be learnt then from what we're dreaming.
Yes, it's just all basic psychological stuff.
Somebody says that all their teeth are falling out. When we come back, we'll find out what that's all about. Not literally, in a dream. Back with Ian Wallace in just a moment. Don't go away. All right, we're with Ian Wallace, the dream expert. Welcome back. Unfortunately, we were hoping to get Sarah Charlton in Essex up on the line, but something's up there. I'll do her question for you anyway, Ian, the dream expert. At least once a week, for as long as I can remember, says Sarah Charlton, I've dreamt that all of my teeth are falling out or are wobbly. It's so vivid, I swear I can feel them actually falling out.
This is the second most common dream.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Teeth falling out. So when we dream about teeth, in waking life, we're thinking about our power and our confidence. We use our teeth for two things: to smile and to bite, to show we're happy or to assert ourselves. So if we dream that our teeth are falling out, then we need to be more confident in waking life. If we feel our teeth are wobbly, then we feel a bit wobbly and unconfident inside. We're losing our nerve somehow, maybe taking a little bit of a knock. So the message from the dream for Sarah is to be more confident, even though she's feeling a bit wobbly inside.
Seriously, that's the second most common dream?
It's the second most common dream that
Wow.
people have.
Who knew?
Not me.
What you got?
Peter Green email says, I've had this dream recently in which I'm standing on the tee at golf and I'm unable to tee off, either because I can't find a good enough place to stand or that my swing is impeded. Soon, everyone is getting fed up with me and carries on without me. I'm then constantly trying to catch up with them. What do you think this means?
This is another quite common dream. Games and sport are all about opportunities in waking life where the outcome is a bit uncertain and dependent on the skill and drive, in this case, of the dreamer. So he doesn't feel like he's got any room to manoeuvre in waking life. He's trying to get a firm stance so he can give it his best shot and get into the swing of things, but that's not happening. His friends are heading off without him. So the message from the dream for Peter is to take a chance, to take that firm stance and drive ahead.
Wow. We got two more, and hopefully we'll go to a caller. Anna Bushell says, I keep having a recurring dream about smoking. Now, I don't smoke and haven't done since I was a teenager, and I certainly don't have any cravings when I'm awake. So what's it all about, says Anna Bushell.
When we dream about any sort of addiction, like smoking or drinking, that can be a bit unhealthy or harmful for us, it's about doing something naughty or a wee bit unhealthy in waking life.
Right.
So she's been drawing towards something in waking life, and because it's a cigarette, because it's something you light up, it's on fire, it's probably a secret passion that lights up an opportunity for her.
So it means that she wants to smoke.
No, it means that she's got something she wants to do in waking life. It's nothing to do with smoking.
It's not to do with smoking, OK.
It's probably some creative passion she has that she feels is a bit naughty, but would really like to do.
Big show, Steve Wright in the afternoon. Hey, Lawrence, how are you?
Hi Steve, I'm okay, thanks.
Yeah, where are you?
I'm on the Norfolk Broads.
What's this place where you're at?
It's called Neaty's Head.
Neaty's Head?
Yeah, that's it.
Right, Neaty's Head.
Neaty's Head.
Never heard of it. Is it very nice there? Describe what you see from where you're standing.
Well, I'm looking in the garden at the moment and watching the birds on the feeders. Yeah, it's nice.
Just like a dream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what's your odd dream then, Lawrence?
Well, I work in a power station and we have an underground drains pit where all the wastewater goes into. And I climbed down into this pit, down the ladder at the side of the wall there, and I stood at the side of the pit, and I noticed that an old foreman of mine from a long time ago, 20-odd years ago, was sat on a fishing stool, fishing in this pit.
Right.
So I walked up to him and said hello and had a few words with him and asked him if he'd had any bites, etc. And then, as we were looking at his float, a little whirlpool started at the side of it, and the whirlpool got bigger and bigger and bigger and deeper until we could see right down at the bottom of the pit. And then I noticed a figure standing quite a way off at the side of the pit, just a bit further down.
Yeah.
And then the surface of the water started to move about a bit, and there was
Good
this
grief.
big, enormous fish, a bit like a carp.
How big was it?
It was massive.
How many pounds?
Oh, it was this big, really big.
Oh, I can see that now, yeah. No, you've held that up. Gotcha.
Yeah, and it started swimming towards this guy who was stood against the wall, and it was going that fast that it actually... Well, it just slid out of the water with its mouth open,
Yeah, right.
swallowed his feet and went up the wall.
It's what, the fish has feet?
No, the guy's feet.
Oh, I see. You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
And swallowed the guy whole and then slid back down and dropped back into the water.
But OK, all right. Well, let's analyse that so far. Otherwise, we'll be here all night.
Hey, Lawrence, that's an absolutely amazing
It
dream.
is.
So thanks for sharing with that. So anytime we dream about water, Lawrence, we're dreaming about our emotions and our experience. So this dream's all about your experience and intuition at work. And the old guy you see, the foreman from 20 years ago, he had a way of doing things at work, and he was very, very experienced. So in your work, going down to this pool, there's something come up at your work where you're having to use your experience and draw on your intuition. And the fish that comes out, this thing that looks like a carp, is a big opportunity for you to do something at work that's based on your experience and intuition. So that's what's going on in the dream for you.
My goodness.
All right, cheers.
I tell you what, I'm going to call you up after the show, and then perhaps you can tell me some more. Lawrence?
Yeah, no worries.
Love to hear it. So talk to you then.
All right, cheers then, Steve.
Ta-da, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks very much for
Nice to
calling.
talk to you.
Thank you.
All right, cheers, bye.
Ta-da. So, Ian Wallace, the professional dream psychologist, will return. He's analysed over 100,000 dreams, and it seems to me, I think to myself, well, is it a science? What is it? How are you able to do this? How much are you guessing? How much is it written in stone?
It's not written in stone, it's not guesswork. People treat this as a science, but it's not, it's a language. So I'm just acting like an interpreter, and it's a language that I speak very fluently.
Yeah, obviously. Ian will return. Thank you very much, Ian Wallace. We'll see you soon, and your dreams can come true.